Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.
Hey Teddy, have you noticed how little attention science and health issues get in the media?
Totally, Edgar, yet science information is very important.
Yeah, for sure. That's why the Health Journalists Network is here.
How can they help?
They are a group of journalists dedicated to advancing public understanding of healthcare issues through impactful reporting on health and science.
Oh, really?
Yes, they meet up every month with scientists and researchers, policymakers, and activists at the science media cafes. They then relay what they discuss to the public.
Does that benefit us?
Oh yes, very much so. This helps with health and science literacy for a healthy Ugandan society.
Okay. I love getting informed about science and health issues. Health information makes all the difference between life and death. I'll look them up and engage them.
That's great. They are based all over the country.
Oh, okay. That's interesting, and they should be making real impact.
They are empowering health communities through journalism. Journalists can save lives just like doctors.
The Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.
It is a good morning here in Uganda's capital, Kampala. Good morning to you all watching us. Good evening, good afternoon, depending on the time you'll be watching this. But this is the Mighty Global News Updates, and my name is Kenneth Rwemirembe. It is a fresh moment, and we had some good rain here in Kampala in this morning. In some parts, I think you have also received some rain. If you've not received it, and you are in need of it, we pray you get to have it. Good morning, and thank you for always tuning in to the Alternative Dig Talk TV. We are always here Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. to give you the best information. Information we always tell you here that you can rely on to make an informed decision. We believe you're having a good day, and we continue to pray that may it continue to be good. For those who have had some challenges, some problems here and there, we pray for you, and TikTok TV stands with you in all the situations. We have a lot of stories that are shaping conversations this morning. Then after the updates, we'll be having in the Senior Superintendent of Police, Chunguzi Jackson, with Princess Farida Bikobere. They will be here in studios to take you deeper into today's discussion. But we first take you through the stories that are hitting headlines in our country, Uganda, tell you what's happening outside, because we believe it is important to know what's happening in your country. You cannot make an informed decision if you're not aware, if you do not know what is in your country. But if you are watching us for the very first time, this is the Alternative Dig Talk TV, Uganda's trusted and leading online television. And we are not trusted because we are online, but we are trusted because we deliver the best information, the only reliable information. We are not just content creators, but we are change makers. And we are glad you've been part of us from the very beginning. You've followed us, you've subscribed to our channels at the Alternative Dig Talk, meaning you have also been part of the change makers in this world. And our aim is a positive change for all of us, not just a group of people. Now, allow me to take you through some of the stories here in our country, Uganda, starting with Honorable Yusuf Nsibambi, the now outgoing Member of Parliament for Mawokota South, who has joined the National Resistance Movement. Honorable Yusuf Nsibambi had earlier on expressed discomfort, especially with the voters who did not vote him once again, saying he had done a lot for them. He had put in his own money to make sure he develops his constituency, that is Mawokota South. He had brought electricity in his own money, had paid for most of the services for the people to enjoy. That he was not in parliament to just benefit himself as an individual, but he was there for the good of the people of Uganda, for the good of the people of Mawokota South. And unfortunately, he did not make it to the top in the race, and now NRM took over, and now he has decided to join the National Resistance Movement, leaving his party, Forum for Democratic Change, saying he is now seeing the light in NRM and he has come to contribute towards developing the country through NRM. He was welcomed by the top officials in the National Resistance Movement Party, led by the Speaker of Parliament, Anita Among. Honorable Yusuf Nsibambi has promised to continue negotiations to make sure all the political prisoners are out. He said that the talks are ongoing to make sure these people who are arrested due to political reasons are out, and that the NRM government has expressed positivity towards doing that, and Yusuf Nsibambi has hopes that these people will be released, especially the youth who were arrested. Yusuf Nsibambi insists that instead of speaking from darkness, they should come on camera, come and negotiate with the government as the opposition to see how the people of Uganda can benefit. And he has now promised to return the party ticket for the Forum for Democratic Change back to the headquarters. But we saw a letter earlier on from the party president for the Forum for Democratic Change saying that Yusuf Nsibambi has all the rights to be part of FDC or even get out of the party, as long as he does not leave those negative remarks that he was giving, that everyone is free to enter and exit Forum for Democratic Change, but the people, the NRM camp is happy that one by one, people from the opposition are joining them, especially now from the FDC. Given the fact that even the Speaker of Parliament herself was from the Forum for Democratic Change, the Deputy Speaker, Honorable Thomas Tayebwa, was from FDC, and other top people in the National Resistance Movement were from the FDC. Maybe something President Museveni was talking about and saying, President Museveni was saying that by now, we are in 2026, that the opposition will no longer be there, but that was still in 2021. Now it's in 2026. Some top officials in the opposition now crossing to the NRM. What does it mean for you? Please leave your comment down there. Our team will go through it, and I believe even other people watching us will know what you had to say about this. Now, away from that story, the street vendors in Kampala have been having a lot of news coming in from different corners that they were to leave the city or find a permanent place where they could do their work. That they were disrupting traffic in town, they are causing congestion here and there, and that now the Kampala Capital City Authority wanted them to have a permanent place where they could do their work without disrupting traffic and blocking other activities. These street vendors are now saying they are ready to go, but of course some of them were not happy, saying they may not make as much money as they have been making on these streets, especially if they are taken to the markets. The KCCA talks about where they are planning to take them. Sorry, that if they are taken to those permanent places, if they are to have permanent stores and places to sell their goods from, they are likely not to make as much money as they have been making. But KCCA insists that this is for the good of the capital city and for the development of the entire city. Street vendors cannot be allowed to operate in the middle of the road, in front of shops, like they have been doing. Now, the minister had earlier on issued a directive that by midday, that was yesterday, all the street vendors should be away from the streets of Kampala and have a permanent place that was going to be allocated to these people by the Kampala Capital City Authority. Now we are waiting to see what comes out of this. Although voices are different, some saying it is very important that these street vendors are away from the streets to enable smooth running of traffic and to enable development. A lot of time is wasted in the capital city of Uganda due to traffic congestion, which leads to delays and losses, especially to the people who understand economics. They understand and say that time wasted is money wasted. And now that removing street vendors from the streets of Kampala could at least be a relief to traffic and now enable smooth business and movement of people and goods from one place to another. That is it, but so some voices still there that support these vendors. Some are calling upon them to continue demanding the government to allow them operate on the streets and sell their stuff on the streets. But they have been having always tough days with the KCCA officials, their goods being confiscated, and now KCCA says they are doing everything possible to make sure they keep benefiting from their businesses, they keep making some money, but not on the busy streets of Kampala, where they say it is not good and it puts the picture of the capital city of the country in a wrong way. Now, that is it from there. Yesterday, we marked the first day of fasting for all the believers in the country. We had now the Muslims and now the Christians starting Lent period, and all the religious leaders are now urging people to be peaceful and urging all government officials to make sure at least there is respect for human rights and rule of law in our country, Uganda. These religious leaders are saying the government should make sure at least there is observation of rule of law in everything that is being done, that this should be a month of reflection upon what has not been going on well, and they called upon unity among all the people of Uganda, that it's time for unity and that we should work hand in hand to make sure there is peace during this period. We leave all the bad vices. That was it there during the Ash Wednesday to especially the Catholics, and now even in Church of Uganda, the Right Reverend Dr. Stephen Kazimba Mugalu asked the people to be good in this period and to observe all the core principles of fasting and this period of Lent, to make sure at least there is an observation of discipline among all aspects in the country. That is it. We pray for all the good things to you, our viewers, and to all the people who believe either in Islam or Christianity. We pray for you in this holy month, and we believe we will achieve, all of us, we will have the best results out as we end this month. Now, away from that story to Honorable Mabirizi, Council Mabirizi was remanded until 27th of February 2026. Mabirizi was arrested following the statements he made on the new Chief Justice Flavian Azeeyo on his TikTok account, where he said that Flavian Azeeyo is incompetent or shouldn't be the Chief Justice of the Republic of Uganda. And now, since then, he was arrested and has been remanded till 27th as new evidence continues to come in. The prosecution says they are still getting more evidence and that this time is still needed to examine the sureties that were brought to make sure he gets bail, and that on the 27th of this month, that's when they will look into his case again to see whether he qualifies for a bail after examining all the sureties presented. But Mabirizi's legal team says Their client shouldn't be behind bars up to this time, that he should be granted bail. They are saying they will not stop. Efforts are continuing to make sure at least there is some relief and their client is out of custody. Now, sad news in Lyantonde. We are learning that there has been an outbreak of anthrax in the Lyantonde district, especially now the livestock farmers in that particular area. The information coming in shows that over 5 people have died, and after eating some of the infected cows, now the cows that have died, so far 20, and now the doctors are warning that anytime they are to implement a strict quarantine for all the animals in the area, and that now anthrax is a very tough disease. They need immediate action to make sure this is stopped. The spread is continuing, and they urged the people there to make sure they get the vaccines, or those who have not yet received the vaccines should pay for them, should pay by themselves. Over 10,000 doses of vaccine have been received in the Lyantonde district, and they have been sent by the government of the Republic of Uganda. But the doctors said that is not enough. The people should also, those with capacity, should put in some money and make sure their animals are vaccinated against anthrax, a very deadly disease that affects both the people and the animals, especially those who decide to eat the meat of these infected animals. They also stand high chances of being infected and now spreading the disease to other animals. That is the bad news from Lyantonde, especially to the livestock farmers. Please, we urge you to adhere to the principles and guidelines given by these veterinary doctors for the safety of all the animals in the country. The livestock farmers are facing a lot of challenges. Now, we were just from the foot and mouth, a disease that affected almost the entire country, and now it is anthrax coming in. And there are some reports that foot and mouth disease is also still in some parts of the country. A lot of attention is still needed on these animals, and all the farmers are urged to be vigilant and make sure if they get any signs of these diseases, they contact these veterinary doctors at their districts. Now, in our other news, the people, 5 people have died after, sorry about that. The 5 people who died are those who ate the animals and that were affected by this anthrax disease. And that was the message we got from Dr. Bameka, one of the top officials in the veterinary sector in the areas of Lyantonde. That is it from the Alternative Digital TV. We thank you for always being part of us from the very beginning to this very particular hour, where I want to wish you the very best and still remind you that the mighty drive continues, and Princess Farida Bikobere is already here in studios, and Senior Superintendent of Police Muchunguzi Jackson is also here. Allow me to wish you a good morning. I am Kenneth Rwemirembe Rubatsimbira.
The Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.
Hi Rogers, can I ask you